Take a deep breath.
I know.
This is
I'm
weird.
like super excited.
If she doesn't edit this out, I'm just going to start talking.
Start talking.
Just,
Let me mute my phone.
You're like, what's going on? Carrie has multiplied.
I do have friends.
Yeah. I won't tell you what it's going to cost her to get me here.
I have to buy you lunch.
She had to say, we'll go eat afterwards because she knows that's what will get me
promise.
here.
Look, I'll even give you your own space on the notes.
Oh, wow. You're so organized.
Professional.
You are.
This is a professional recording studio. I don't know if you knew
It
that.
is. Do you want to do your introduction before I just start rambling?
This is a new day.
Okay.
We can do it however we want.
Well, because I just want to say, if you're watching and you don't know what's going on, Carrie will explain. But you mentioned this is your recording studio.
This is my everything space.
I'm telling you, my normal person next to me is Leslie. If you happen to know our podcast, I don't think I'm going to be able to podcast anymore without you coming and setting me up a system. Kind of like this. She's got such professional quality stuff going on.
You know
here.
me. Except do we look like we're crooked?
I always do.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be crooked this time because I can't reach that.
And I can't see it, so we're a good company. We're a good pair. She can see what's wrong with it, can't fix it, and I'm clueless, so it works out.
I can do anything, and you're going to be like, fine, whatever. Yeah. I can't see what's going on.
I'll know how Leslie feels now, though, to have no editing power whatsoever.
Yes.
Yes,
I promise I'll make
if I do something
good.
really bad and really stupid, I start picking my nose or something, it's like, oh, sorry, I didn't notice that.
Sorry, it's in there. So what?
Now I have to be really careful.
I know, but I'm worried because you just brought one little basket. And I have I don't have a ton of stuff.
A lot can fit in this mighty, what's it called? The
chip basket. I know. Those are awesome.
Although I will say, I was walking out to my car and I kind of knew better. I had it hanging on my arm like this.
Yeah.
And I knew because of the weight that I had in it that it was a bad idea. But it unsnapped right as I was getting into my car. So it fell. Everything fell out and it had been raining. Oh my gosh.
See, we didn't get that right.
So
it's just because you do have a lot in there.
I have enough.
You have.
I didn't bring everything that I could possibly have brought.
We can show the different sizes.
No, I wanted one of these.
I hope he makes these.
I hope
these are awesome.
If you're watching this, and you probably are. Chip, please make me one. I don't care what you do for anybody else. Just make me one, okay? I'll pay you.
You can tell. You just say Carrie sent you.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Carrie referral. My favorite colors are blue. In fact, just make it coordinate with this. That's all I ask.
Really? You're not asking too much.
Not really, because
you get other people to do shit like that for you. Somehow. I just don't ever ask.
I don't usually either. But it's so cute. It's not.
Because you're always like, well, I wondered if they had it on Sparkle, so I just asked them, which is great.
There's nothing wrong with asking.
And people do it for you, which is great. I'm always just too uncomfortable to ask. I'm like, I don't want to bother them.
Well, I wouldn't want anyone going out of their way for it, but if they have something and they want to do it, I mean...
Like, why not?
Because if it was me, if I can't say that if I made cute baskets and someone just happened to say, oh, make me a little one, I can't say I'd do it when I already have a high demand. Like, I know his stuff sells out really fast.
Really fast.
So, in fact, I was shocked that I was able to get, not only just to get one, but one that I really I couldn't have picked one better for
I know.
me. This was awesome.
I know.
And then I got it right before I went on my trip back east, and so it was just
perfect.
the perfect. And I guess I am kind of a pain in the butt because I sent him a message.
You're not. You just asked. That's the thing is you feel comfortable. I don't, because I just feel like I'm imposing for anything. I don't like to ask for any kind of favors. It's just uncomfortable for me. Okay. But I am more than happy to do a favor for somebody else.
Same here. I mean,
I
and
know,
if I'm not, I'll say so.
So analyze that. Psychoanalyze us.
Well, I'm Michelle, and this is Carrie. No.
I'm Carrie. This is Michelle. You might know her from they have a little channel, a few people watch, called the Knotty Knit Wits with you and Leslie.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to have her as a guest.
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun, and then we can get together. And I've never recorded with anybody else, so it is kind of weird to have somebody else to feed off of. But I'm really enjoying it.
Well, you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
So if you won't shut up and I want to say something, I'll just raise my hand, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, there's someone else here that wants to speak.
That's right. And I'm glad because I don't feel like I have a ton of stuff because I've really been obsessed with cross stitch.
And you don't show your cross stitch in here?
I do, but it's like you don't make a whole lot of progress. And I really have hardly been knitting.
Okay.
So I'm it's okay. And I actually last night was on my knit night group online, and I thought I need to work on my Desperate Housewives cardigan. I put it away for the longest time because all I had to do was try it on. And at the time I got to that point, I had a sweater on. I'm like, I'll do it when I'm like just out of t-shirt.
Naked,
and yeah, exactly. And that was like 6 months ago.
Oh, wow. You've been keeping well clothed for the last 6 months.
I'm like, you know what? All you have to do is try it on. So I did, and like get working on it. But it was on my lap as a pretty good size, knitted piece. And I was getting so warm.
Yes. Yeah.
And I even set up downstairs to Zoom with them because it just gets too warm up here in the afternoon. And but I did take it out. I knit like 4 rows of the next color, and I had the wrong color, so I take all that out.
Oh, I hate it.
So I didn't really accomplish anything, but
I don't see it sitting here.
It's over there because I haven't. You want to?
Well, I mean, this is why you don't have much, because you leave it scattered throughout your house.
That's very true.
Podcasting 101, you need to bring your shit to the table. Okay?
That's right, all of it.
Although I didn't bring all my stuff, but
it's this one.
Oh yeah.
Which I started to knit on it, and what happened was I'm like, okay, I just finished this pink color. What's next? And I looked, and I'm like, oh, the blue color. Well, that's upside down.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I sat there for a second, like, could I just leave it? Maybe I could just leave it. No. Take it out. So it was meant to be the purple color.
Yes.
But I love this yarn.
Is it?
The thing that I'm not loving is I have to purl back all the stitches.
Oh yeah, when you're doing cardigans and
it's
stuff.
really a nice yarn. It's going to be a beautiful sweater.
Yeah, it is.
So this is what I did last night.
Well, that and a whole bunch more that she ripped out.
The whole 1/4 inch. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, that's
But
fun.
I do want to share. Look at what I did.
You got some cable locks.
I already had these.
You
these
found
are
your
like
cable locks. Excellent. Are those the signature ones?
No, they're just like for sewing, for putting on like your sweatshirt tie or whatever.
Oh my gosh, leave it
And
to
I
Carrie to
had
find
some,
something in her stash.
And I'm like, oh, look at that. It is really nice because this is very long, and hopefully I don't stab you. I
was waiting
usually
for it.
just do like, this is my little what do you call this? Light bulb stitch marker.
Yeah.
And I just put it through the hole in the needle.
Oh my gosh, another brilliant hack.
And then that doesn't slide off, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when you've got all this spread out and then you're constantly pushing it, now it just keeps it really right together.
I love those
I put it on a
locks.
couple of other things.
I use them
I'll get you some.
all the time. No, I've got some because I actually bought the cable locks because I don't know to improvise with sewing things because I don't. I do have my first sewing lessons tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah.
exciting.
I almost brought my stack of fabric to show, but then I was like, no, because I washed it and folded it. That was kind of a story, though. So, you know how you and Lori... Have you done your introduction yet? Do I need to just let you do that?
No. It's too late. They
You
already know.
usually
If they're
say,
tuning
hi,
in,
I'm Carrie.
okay.
This is the Creative Obsession.
Today
This
is
is where I
June
talk
30th.
about my crafts.
Today's June 30th, 2023. And you know why I say that? Because some people will watch maybe 6 months later. And I'm like, you got to know it's not current. Because if you comment that far away and say, oh, I love... And I'm like, I have to watch the episode because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Get it.
So that's why I say the date.
Okay.
But anyway, okay. So Michelle's going to learn how to make a quilt. To sew, and in the sewing, she's making a quilt.
Yeah, because that was the class that was available at this Longview Sewing that I'm taking.
I think it's the easiest way to start, rather than trying to start making a garment, because then there's
I just want to know how to make a bobbin, thread the
wind a bobbin,
thread the needle. Okay, so I did follow the instructions on the machine on how to do the bobbin thing, and I was really proud. I even took video showing, so I could show it off somewhere. Look at me. I made a bobbin or wound a bobbin, and And then, okay, so I bought this fabric for this
Quilt.
thing that, yeah,
You're gonna make a quilt.
I'm gonna make a quilt that, and Lori and Carrie had told me, well, they told me to pre-wash the fabric, and they told me to either cut the ends with pinking shears. And so I was clarifying that with Lori the other day. I'm like, so cut it. I showed her. I said, you're talking about this edge, right? Because I didn't want to cut the wrong part. She goes, yeah, or do a line of zigzag stitches on your sewing machine. Well, I had seen that as an option on the sewing machine. I was like, yeah, I saw that as an option. So I have this shirt that I really liked that had gotten little tiny holes from a belt. You know how that happens?
Yes.
It drives me nuts.
Got several
I love
of those.
this shirt. So I thought, well, just to wear around the house, I could like put some stitches over those little holes. And so I thought this would be a good experiment for me to try this zigzag stitch, you know, before I take it to my pretty material that I bought.
Yes.
So I did, and I was feeling pretty good, like, I don't even need a class, I know how to do this, you know. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened.
Oh, no.
Well, first of all, I realized, my needle came unthread.
Oh, well, yeah,
so,
it's important to have the thread through it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was there, and then it wasn't.
Right.
And so then I can't see it, so I don't know how to get it threaded again. So I tried to pull a little more thread to give myself a little more leeway.
Because as you're turning and it's doing that, it's pulling up tension. So you have to give yourself like a longer...
Yeah, well, now it's all tangled. I don't know what happened. It's all like, I don't know what I did, but no more will pull. So I can't get it out.
No.
Yeah.
You should have brought it.
The sewing machine?
Yes, because you can't go to class with your machine
not working. It.
But that's not what they're going to want to do during class time. Early.
I think I'm the only student.
Oh, okay. Check. I'm going to call them later today and say, if I come in like 10 minutes early, can you maybe...
If I'm the only one and it's a 4-hour class, they can fix my machine. Or I'll buy a new one. I mean, that's what I got to thinking is I'm probably going to end up just buying a new sewing machine. Because... Although I think this is a good one. It's like a Baby Lock
Baby Lock.
Baby Lock.
Baby Lock's a good brand. Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, and it's going to be fine for what you're trying to do.
Right. Exactly.
You just have to get it untangled.
Yes.
So did you lift the presser foot?
Yeah, sure
Okay.
did.
Because when the presser foot's down, it engages the tension and you can't pull your thread out.
I did. I had
So you lift the... Okay, so there's something...
It's something in with all that stuff.
I would call them and just see if you came in like 10 minutes early or whatever, if they could maybe look at that. Because if you do have other people in the class... That would piss me off, and they're not going to want to do that. Sure. I'd be like, no, I'm ready. And just because you can't figure out your shit, like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they can fix it, because they do repairs there as well.
Is it that big a deal?
Well, you can't sew with it.
No,
I'm saying, like, you're going to class.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard to fix that,
No,
right?
I'm sure they can do it, and they may have to take open stuff, because something's just... Well, it's not a big deal. And then something's probably just wound up. But you can't sew, and you're going to a class to learn how to use your machine, and if your machine's not functioning...
Although, in my defense,
go.
I could be bringing up an entire subject matter that other people could benefit from for when they tangle up their machine.
Maybe. Yeah. I've just never done that before.
You haven't?
No, but I've been sewing since I was a kid.
Well, when you were a kid, you didn't tangle your machine?
No, I don't think I've ever done that.
Dang, I'm capable of doing some crazy things.
But I want you to be successful, and I don't want you to go to the class and have them be...
Mad at me right away.
Pissy, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And be like, well, because in the class instructions, it usually says, have a working machine, or... Yeah,
it was working until I tried to use it.
It's not working anymore.
It's sure not. So anyway,
but you're gonna make a really pretty quilt. You're gonna do a double Irish chain, which is the squares that make the. That's just what the pattern
They had to
means.
show me a picture of it. I didn't even know what I was making.
That's what I know, but that's fine. Look, the mystery of it all.
It is. It's a mystery sew along, basically, for me. Yes.
So tomorrow, okay, I'll have to check with you tomorrow and see how that's going.
I will say, when I called them about the bridge closure, because the bridge between my state and their state is going to be closed for almost 2 weeks, and one of the classes falls in that time, and so I was calling them to say, I don't know what to do, you know, whatever. And they're like, well, so far you're the only one signed up, so can we just move the date of that class? I'm like,
okay, so you already have talked with them, and they know, and you kind of have an idea you're the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean like I'm the only one in the class.
No.
I mean, like, legitimately, the last I checked, I was literally... kudos to them for not canceling the class.
Just because you're one person. Yeah. They must know, the universe knows you need that much help.
They know that I came in and already bought a bunch of fabric from them, so.
Oh yeah, they're like, okay, this is a cash cow.
They're like,
we're gonna get her hooked, and she's gonna come in and buy bolts of fabric.
Yep.
You're gonna have to move some of your yarn over to have fabric stacks.
I know, because I don't have a big room like this.
I know, and
This is nice.
As you know, I'm not just in this room. I'm sort of all over the house.
I love this room.
I know.
It's awesome.
I know, and we talk a lot about getting a smaller house because it's a big house and but I don't want to lose this.
No,
but I would have to lose it, and yeah. So I've been doing quilting, and I can't show it because it's like a surprise, but I can show the pattern.
Okay, cool.
So isn't that cool? It's a lava lamp.
It is a lava lamp.
So this pattern it's not really much of a pattern. It's just sort of like there's no instructions that come with it.
Oh gosh.
So it's by Molly Sparkles, and it's a lava lamp, and I am on a sewing group online, and that Chip has organized from the Fiber Hustle. Those guys get me into so much trouble, I tell you. So it's a great group, and one of the members, we're a gang. It's like one of the gang members.
Yes.
Went to a big quilt show called QuiltCon, and he we were on like Zoom or something, and he took us around the show and showed us some of these quilts that were hanging in the show, and they were just so inspirational and stuff, and we all went, oh my gosh. So there was a quilt done like this, and I'll put a picture in. I'll put pictures here because that's a good space. I'll put a picture in of the quilt that we saw, and we were all like, wouldn't that be fun to do a block exchange? Like, everybody make this. This is just one block, and you make lots of them to make a quilt. If we all did a block and we send each other our blocks, then we'd have a quilt with blocks.
So you'll do like 5 of these, or however many.
I do like 10 of them,
okay, whatever.
Yeah, and then I'll mail out all of mine, and then I'll get from everybody, and then when you put them together, you have a quilt made from all your friends.
Kind of like the Johnny Cash Cadillac, but a little bit different.
I don't know that, but yes, I will just say yes to that.
You know, one piece at a time. You don't know that
I
song.
don't know Johnny Cash very much.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to relate.
Anyway, I've been working on this, and this is a slow. It's been really slow for me. It's paper pieced, which doesn't mean anything to you, but those of you that quilt know. And so you've got, your paper pieces. I tried different methods of doing it because there's no instructions. And I don't know if this was necessarily tested at all. It hasn't been working out great. I actually had to, when I printed my sizes, print it at 102% because at 100% it was too small. And then I decided to make the lamp and applique it onto fabric because I have directional fabric. So I'll show you.
Oh, cute.
Right? You can't see it
so
because it's a surprise.
Is everyone else in the group also doing lava lamps? Or
yeah,
are there
they're
different...
all doing this block, but everybody's doing it in their own fabrics and
fun.
stuff. And so it'll be all different. And this is very outside of my box as far as colors go.
Okay.
I feel like.
Okay.
But, so anyway, been working on it. We get together on Tuesday nights and Saturdays. And Saturdays I can make it sometimes I can't just because it's a Saturday. But I try and go Tuesdays, and that's what I've been sewing on. And I finally was like, I did the last one. Okay, great. I'm going to trim them down to the right size. And I have to redo 4 of them because they're not the right size.
No.
Because it's the size that I was making when I was just following these directions instead of appliquing. So I am tearing out some of them that I've done. Yeah. Didn't make me too happy. But it's gonna be really cool. I will take a picture of all my blocks before I send them because I have to send them here in a couple of weeks, and some are going over to the UK.
Oh, fun!
And it's just really fun. It'll be really fun. I haven't necessarily loved this process of this. Part of my difficulty was that my background fabric is directional, and so trying to paper piece with directional fabric and getting it all to look like it's lining up was really a challenge. So that's why I decided to do it as applique. But I'm almost done, except I have to redo 4 blocks. So tomorrow's Saturday. I'll get on Saturday morning, and that's what I'm going to work on because I need to get those done. Because a lot of the people that I'm doing this with, I am going to the Sisters Quilt Show next week with.
Oh.
So I've got people flying in to Portland that I'm picking up.
Oh, boy.
And then we're going to go over to Sisters, Erin and Chip, and our friend Rob that lives in Seattle. They're coming down, and we're staying down there for like 4 days or something and go to the Sisters quilt show and hang out. It's kind of like our Rhinebeck but quilty version of it. So
Sisters is fun.
Sisters is fun, and the quilt show's really kind of cool because it's all outdoors and quilts are hanging everywhere, and you see all kinds of quilts, art quilts to bed quilts to some that are like, okay, you look like you're new, but that's okay, and some that are like expertly done. Like it's a whole variety, and they're in the stores. They're hanging on buildings.
Pretty much takes over the town.
Okay. They close the main road, which is Highway 22. They close it so it's all just people.
Wow.
Because there's so many people. So it's going to be really fun. It'll be really fun to go with this group, and I want to have my blocks done that are going to those people so I can just deliver them.
Yes.
So we're not looking at any of them until we get together on a Zoom at the end of July.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
And then we'll open them like all together online on our little Zoom meeting. So it'll be really fun. So I will probably record a little something before I mail mine out just to add into like another episode or something. So that's what my quilting has been.
Cool. That looks like fun.
Very time consuming.
Yeah, especially when you have to redo.
Rip it out and redo it. It's not fun.
No good.
No bueno. So, what have you been knitting on? Anything fun? This looks pretty, whatever that is.
Those are some socks that I did. This is
and you can go because it'll focus. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'll just pick. They are different because I didn't. I mean, it was here. There you go.
You mean different as far as not matching
they
as
don't
far
match,
as where your stripe goes? Yeah. Do you care if your stripes?
No, I don't care at all. Sometimes I do them to match, but like this skein, I really didn't even know what was going to happen with it because it's not exactly self-striping.
Right.
It's just kind of
the way that it's dyed makes it
kind of stripy. Yeah. It's Knit Circus.
I was going to say it looks like Knit Circus. Okay.
Yep.
It's real pretty.
Daring DK, which is an MCN. I almost said fabric. What's happened to me? It is an MCN.
Did you hear that, Lori?
Base.
We're converting her.
It's a base, right?
Yes.
A yarn base, and the pattern. It's a DK. I love DK socks for around the house.
Yeah, and this is a nice pattern because you've got that patterning on the top.
Yep. It's the Maybe Baby DK sock pattern by the Cozy Up. I think it's Cozy Up Knits. The sisters. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've done a couple. This is my second pair of doing this pattern. So,
and do you do yours toe up, right?
I do.
And is this all of the one skein?
Yeah, and I actually still have some left that's going to go in a blanket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a DK skein that I'm going to make DK socks with. I've never done toe up.
Okay.
But I've made DK socks before and did it cuff down, but because I was so afraid I wouldn't have enough yarn, I didn't make this long enough.
Oh.
And I want to make sure I can go up because I wear them to bed and stuff. I don't wear them in shoes and that.
I don't wear them in shoes. I can't wear socks to bed.
I take them off at some point, but my feet are usually cold when I go to bed.
Okay.
It's the only thing that ever gets cold on me is my feet. And so once my I get in and then my feet are warmed up, I take them off.
Okay.
But
and then you've got socks at the bottom of your bed.
Or on the floor, or wherever.
Just so
I pick them up.
Just so
I put them away.
I mean, I don't like socks at the bottom of my bed either.
No. I take them off. I'll take them off
down
and
there.
I'll throw them on the top of the bed because they'll stay there till morning, and then I find them and put them away. But I might.
Well, are you willing to do toe up?
I'm willing to try.
Okay.
My concern. I've done a cast on. I've done a Turkish cast on. I didn't get very far in those socks because I don't know, something happened. But I don't know. Like, I know when I'm knitting cuff down.
Yeah,
I go this far, I start making the heel, and then I go this far and I make the toe. I don't know how to reverse that.
Gotcha. It's about 2 inches. And it depends on what heel you're doing. So, like, do you do the Fish Lips Kiss heel ever?
I never have.
Oh,
I have the pattern.
It's really easy.
The, 20-page pattern.
I know, but you need 2 pages of it.
And it's that's a lot to read.
If you're a knitter and you do socks and you've ever looked at that Fish Lips Kiss pattern, it's like a novel. But there's like huge. 2 pages that you need. The rest of
Maybe
it is all
I'll try that
stuff.
Because this to me this is almost like a ribbing that that if it's too tight, like that would give you some give.
These socks actually are a tad bit tight on my foot.
Are
I don't
they?
know what the deal is. Like, I don't know why. In fact, we wear like the same size.
Yeah.
You can try them on. You don't have to do it right now. But, I mean, you can. I'm not opposed to it. But do you want to go get in bed with them so you know how they'd work out under the covers?
Oh, these are snug going away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're snug. But then they're on and it's like, oh, these are nice. Because so many times my
that's a
socks
little
are loose.
short.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no.
There we
You
go.
got over
I
the
got
hump.
it. Over the speed bump here.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah.
But I could tell you the measurements that I do, and then you would know to just go up. And that's one thing I love about Toe Up is then you can try them on, and you know.
So when you get to 2 inches before
I don't try them on at that point.
before this part,
How did you like how that fit to your heel? So you
if
said
this felt snug,
right, but as far as the length goes,
it's too short.
oh, okay,
I need like just a smidge longer.
okay. So I've just I've got one of those foot
I do
ruler
too.
things, and I just mark. I usually go to.
You write on it?
Oh yeah,
I don't write on it.
mine's
Keep
wood.
it. Oh,
and
mine's plastic. So anyway,
I mean, I just
I
like
know
a
when I
marker
put
and
this
just-
into the toe because I'm usually, or even at the cuff, like if I'm doing cuff, I'll just make the cuff go to the edge of this. This is one of those sock rulers. And then I know when I go to this far, then I start my heel.
Yeah.
And then once the heel's done, then I'll stick this in the heel and go till the cuff
Yeah.
or whatever, go to the toe.
Well, and actually these, it was kind of funny because when I did them, I do have it marked on my sock ruler, just like with a black marker to remind myself where I go to before I start the heel. And for whatever reason, the first one that I didn't go to that point.
Oh, you
And
made
so
them short?
I did the whole heel and started doing the cuff, and I tried it on. I was like, I didn't go long enough. What the heck? So I had to rip the whole thing out.
Shoot.
And then I measured it because I thought, well, I mean, clearly my foot hasn't gotten longer. What's
No,
the deal?
right.
And no, I just hadn't gone far enough. I don't know why, like what I was thinking, but anyway. So yeah, I did I do toe up preferably. The pattern that I'm working on right now, those grannies in a row.
That is such a cute pattern.
It
I
is.
looked it up when you posted you were gonna make it.
Uh-huh.
So you make these itty bitty granny squares,
Yeah.
and then somehow attach them into the top of the sock.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I guess I'll just keep going since we're talking about it. Well, it's at the bottom of my bag, so let's come back to that. Let's revisit that.
Let's revisit that.
So,
Okay. Well, speaking of socks,
yeah,
I am handing
in that cute little basket
in my cute little basket
that could easily be taken to Sisters and a little handoff done, and then you could.
Oh, there could be a little handoff.
Just kidding. I would never ask. Oh wait,
And
I
you
did
know what
already.
I did, just because I'm me.
Oh,
is-
that's the mustache.
This is the mustache
Yeah.
that you gave me. Yeah. But I sewed in a little pocket.
my gosh,
I just took
of course
a little
you
bit of
did.
fabric and I just hand sewed in a little
my
pocket
gosh.
so that it holds my
Yes.
scissors with my cute little
The
scissor
little Gale thing. Yeah.
and my tapestry needle.
Nice.
But it holds my ball of yarn. I've got my little row count.
pocket.
But I was needing something.
No, I think it's awesome. It's just that would never
Just
like.
But now
that's
that
magical.
now that you're going to be a sewist,
Uh-huh.
you're going to go, "Oh, I can do that."
Right. You know what would happen if I destroyed the thing? I'd be so scared. But
Because now you'll have fabric. You'll have pieces left over.
I've already
that's all
got
that
tons
is.
of fabric.
Just and I just
don't
hand,
know what to
hand
do with
sewed
it.
it on.
You did it by hand, even.
Yes, because it was already made. Like the basket's already made.
Okay.
I just hand sewed
I don't
it
even
into
know.
the inside.
I was proud of myself. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it. If not, that's okay. But we have this crazy. The word will come to me. I don't want to say hybrid, but a malfunctioning. No, it's I can't think of the word I was thinking. A chihuahua. We have two chihuahuas. But one of them is not really
malfunctioning.
She's a one-off.
She's just a little nuts.
She is not a chihuahua. We had her DNA done, and it's 99% chihuahua, and she is not a freaking chihuahua. She jumps up like a Jack Russell Terrier. I mean, she can jump up counter high. And she loves this stuffed squirrel. She does this thing with it like you would expect some sort of rat terrier to do. I've never seen a chihuahua do that, you know. She's insane. But anyway, the squirrel got a little boo-boo on its butt. So I took...
Well, she kind of gutted it.
Oh, she does. Yeah. Yes, she loves
fuzz
doing that.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that was a whole nother one.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Those were the smaller squirrels. This squirrel is this monster squirrel. I get her chew sticks. I say I try to give one to my other chihuahua, and she goes and takes it constantly. But you know the bull penises, the bully sticks, which I never knew what they were. But she had to go and tell me what they were one time, and it changed everything. But I love my dogs enough that we have
give them a little bit of
castrated parts around our house.
Give them a little
in
bit.
bed with us. I mean, it's just like a penis festival in our bed. Anyway,
it's a penis fest.
that kind of derailed me.
So you got
the place that I get them. There's this one particular Lola and Sanchez, or Sanchez and Lola, something like that. They really like theirs, and I order a lot from them, like hundreds of dollars at a time. Just because I got to get the big, huge bags because
she eats them.
Because she's insane, and I have to medicate her with chew sticks.
Yes.
So. Anyway, my last order, they sent this pretty big-sized stuffed squirrel. And, oh my gosh, she loves it. But, yeah, anyway, all the point to that was it got a little hole above its tail, and I took thread and needle, and it's not pretty, but I sewed it together.
They don't care.
And I was so proud of myself for actually doing that. And then you're showing me, oh, look, I just sewed a little pocket.
But it's the same thing.
No, it's really not.
It is.
I can assure you.
It is. Look,
my squirrel butt looks
just
nothing like that.
Little stitches. It's the same thing. I've also been doing it a little bit longer than you.
This is true.
So, I'm sure I didn't, my stuff didn't look like this in the beginning, but, it's practice. It's just practice.
All right.
Because when I repair the dog toys, I don't care what color thread I'm using. It's like it looks like Frankenstein. They don't care.
No.
So anyway, in my little chippette basket, and I'm keeping track of my rows because I never usually do.
Yeah.
I always just go to a measurement, and this is how I'll measure, even though it's top down. Go to a certain spot. So that's why I've got those little dealies on there. But this is mustache yarn. See, look, I can even keep my little.
I know, that's brilliant.
Tag in here. If I can get it out. Jeez Louise, Carrie.
It's so well put together.
So well, you can't get it out. It's Faithful by Mustache Yarn. It's a perfect must match set. So I have another ball, and that's why I'm counting, because I do want to try and see if I can get them to match. Because otherwise, I normally don't. I'll just be
but that's the beauty of stripes. That's why I love that's not the only reason, but I do love self-striping yarn because it's a lot easier to try to match.
Try and keep track. And I did, when I started my slip knot for my cast on, I started right at a change.
Yes.
And so that way I know, when it changed from this red to the
just pink. Be a little bit off.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit off. So that's a fun colorway.
Yeah, I like how that's knitting up.
So now I'm at the point where I would put a heel, and I would normally do, when I'm hand knitting them, heel flap and gusset, but I want to try something different. So I'm going to look through my books. So I stopped there because I'm like, let's try something different.
Cool, that's fun.
So I'll look through my sock books, and I may end up going just with my tried and true, but I thought, why not try something different? So, and I'm doing a 3x1 rib because that does fit nicely.
It is
There's some give, and it has some negative ease, but not a ton. So, doing that, that's my socks.
Cool. Excellent.
I brought that camping even.
Nice. Yeah, how was your trip?
It was good. We ended up leaving Violet home with the boys because she had an eye injury right before we left.
An eye injury?
Yes. Her eye, she was kind of doing this whole, my eye was kind of bugging me. I'm like, what's wrong? And the next day it was all swollen shut.
Oh, no.
She didn't want me to look at it. I'm trying to, look in her lid and everything. Call the vet. And I'm like, she may have gotten stung by something because that has happened to her before.
Oh.
And they're like, okay, give her some Benadryl. We can't see you today, but, call us tomorrow, of course, right? And so I waited till the next day. I'm like, nope, it's it almost seems like it's worse. So they got me in.
Oh, good.
They took out a 1/2-inch long grass seed that was behind her third eyelid.
Oh my gosh.
Where she got that, I don't know, because I don't have grass that goes to seed in my yard. So the only thing I could think of is somehow picked it up when we walk. And then maybe it got stuck in her fur and then eventually just worked its way.
Aww.
I don't know. So it scratched her eyeball. They removed it. It was like, the vet showed me, where did that come from?
No wonder your eye was swollen shut.
No kidding.
Jeez.
So we had antibiotic ointment to heal up the little scratches. Nothing that went like into her cornea or anything. It was more just on the surface. And we thought, with going camping, it being dusty, we don't want anything else to possibly irritate it. So they're like, just leave her with us. So it was really nice. It's like not having your kid.
Yes.
You're like, oh, I'm kidless, let's go play. And it was nice. It actually was pretty cold. We were just up on Mount Hood, but on the other side, and it rained the first couple of days, so we were fine. It was nice. We didn't have her because she needs to be entertained. It's like Grace. She just needs to be entertained all the time. And so for us to be like, oh, we're just going to sit and read and knit and whatever, she's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So it was nice to not have her. We did have a really nice day. We went on a hike and stuff, so it was really fun. And I was really good about what I brought. I was really actually proud of myself that I didn't overpack the knitting.
Your knitting, yeah.
Because I tend to bring I might want to work on this and this and this. I did bring my Hit-to-Feud sweater.
Oh, the real lacy one.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
going?
it's
I was actually wondering about that the other day.
I'm like, because I don't even know how many stitches. There's a lot. So it takes a really long time to get across one row. And it's all lace, which is fine, but I'm just needing it to be done because I want the finished object. So I have 4 more rows of this repeat, and then I have another whole 16-row repeat. And then it should be done.
Oh, nice.
So I'm super close.
The end is in sight.
The end is in sight, but it takes me probably 45 minutes to do a row.
Okay.
So it's
still a
lot of hours.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had it. I worked on it for a little bit. I
can't believe you took that on a camping trip.
Why not?
Because that seems like a lot of concentration, and it seems like...
What's going on?
That's true.
It's pretty quiet.
Camping just is so stressful.
For some reason, the first few days we were there, we were the only ones in the campground.
Oh, nice.
We walked around and we're like, this is kind of weird. It's nice. It's quiet.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we can just go hang out over here. Because we were the campground's right on the East Fork of Hood River. So you're on a river, like a small river, because it's a fork of it. But it was just very lovely. And so I did work on it, but I really just wanted to work on my cross stitch.
That's okay.
So I did that.
That's great. I sympathize with the length of time that it takes to cross stitch because I'm doing this pillow that's intarsia, but that's another story. But my little sheep, I just was doing duplicate stitch for their legs just because it just took a couple. And I mean, I had to rip them out a couple times and redo them because I don't
just to make it look right. Yeah.
So it was like trying to get it in the right hole and back in the other hole. And I mean, cross stitch is way tinier than that.
Yeah.
So
well, you should see the one I'm working on because it's way tiny, but I'm loving it.
Good. That's great that you're loving it.
I'm obsessed. I get obsessed
That's
about whatever.
why she's the creative obsession.
Because I get obsessed. And I'm like, right now I'm really obsessed with my cross stitch. And super excited. We'll just move right into that.
Do it, yeah.
So do you remember this pattern?
I love that pattern.
Right?
I actually had that in my shopping cart. I would never do it, but I love it.
So I bought this in 2016 or something. Stitch Rovia. And I got it started. It's like not hard. It's like barely started because I was having a hard time. This is the chart, right? And I was just having a really hard time.
There's no way.
Following this and keeping track of where I was.
Oh my gosh! There's no way.
Right? It's very confusing.
And is that life size or is that blown up?
That's blown up.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
There's just no way. I could barely work on that.
It only ends up being like an 8.5-inch square.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So I just was having the hardest time. This one I started. I wanted to try and do a really fine, and it was too small for me. And for those of you that have watched for a while, you remember me talking about it. And so I went up in the stitch count. So on your cross stitch fabric, it's so many stitches per inch kind of a thing.
So I need a big number.
Or like really good magnifiers.
Yeah.
And I tried to do it on a really tiny, and I'm like, no, that's not it. So let me start it over on 14 count, which I did, still having a hard time following this chart. And I'm not loving how big those X's are because it's all X's, and I'm like, it just doesn't look as refined. So I put it away for years.
Many years.
So I started this new one that I'll show you in a second, but it's this one that I showed.
Oh, I love those colors. Yeah, it's so pretty.
So that one. And I'm using an app that's new to me. I don't know how long this app has been out, but it's called Pattern Keeper. It is a game changer. It's like a Knit Companion for cross stitch.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh my gosh, what a game changer. So I have it on my tablet, and as I go along, where is it best for you to see?
I mean, I can see.
So I don't know what you can see there. There, maybe? I don't know. There. Anyway, it is a game changer.
It looks like you're coloring.
It is. So I'm like, okay, let me work on this symbol. And so it highlights where all those stitches are.
That's
and
cool.
then as I do them, I can cross it off.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to clear that because I haven't done those stitches. And as I cross it off, it colors it in.
Oh, how fun.
So
I'd be fine with the app. I wouldn't even have to do I could just like,
I'm thinking, what else could you use this for? This is brilliant. So it is a paid app. It was like $9, something like that. And I'm like, it's such a game changer for me. So it's called Pattern Keeper. And then I thought, oh, let me put this pattern in. Well, of course, I don't have this as a PDF on my computer because I bought it so long ago. It's on the computer that's dying.
You could scan it in and save it as a PDF, right?
Well, I looked on my computer. I'm like, nope, it's not on here. So it's old enough that it's on my other computer. So I plugged in my other computer. I found it, but I can't get it to connect to the internet because I don't know. It's that whole thing. But because I'm brilliant with this stuff, right? With computer stuff, I'm there. I'm like your IT person. I took the PDF and I downloaded it to not a SIM card, the little flat SD cards.
Okay.
And then I put the SD card in my new computer and downloaded it, and then it went on to this program.
Problem solved. You're a problem solver.
I'm so proud of myself.
You should be.
Because computer stuff.
Here's the official pat on the back.
Thank you. I deserve that because that was work. So when I'm done with this moth one, I'm going to get back to this. And I'm going to go on to the smaller thread count because I think I just like it better.
Yeah, I could see where that would be,
but
it would make it look nicer.
Because, I mean...
Well, it's like having of course, it's going to look better if there's more little tiny pixels.
Right. It just looks, it's like pixels.
Yeah.
And so the tinier the pixels, the smoother it looks. And I mean, I'm so organized. Look, I have my little box with my threads. And like, I am ready to go. And this is what I had done. That's as far as I got.
It's looking good.
But do you see how those X's, how they just look chunky?
I can't even tell that they're X's. It's a black
If you put on your glasses.
If I could put on my glasses, I could probably see that.
So I'm excited about my next cross stitch project, which is an old project that I will get back to because doing it on this app is huge. It's a huge game changer for me.
That's great.
Because like you could see, I could blow it up, and the fact that I can mark it off way easier. It's only highlighting the color that I'm working on. So
if I was a cross stitcher, I'd have that app for sure.
Game changer. So should I show the progress? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I like your little thing there too.
I know. I haven't tried it yet. I just got it. So I talked on the last time that I had this kind of a frame.
Yeah.
So that kind of a frame. And I put this project in that, but it's a bigger project and it was just too heavy and cumbersome and it was making my hand tired holding all that wood.
Okay.
And so I thought, I tried some different things and ended up doing it in a hoop. And I have this hoop. I don't know who makes it, but it really holds the project because it's got a groove.
Oh.
So it's grooved. This goes in it and really locks it in. So I'm not having to adjust it a whole lot. And this has been great because I can pretty much do it anywhere because I'm using my little clip-on light.
I just love that little light.
This is the best thing. Little Amazon purchase. It charges up, and so it keeps the charge for quite a while. I clip it on, so it's shining right on what I'm working on. And you can go light. You can change it to different colors. Because you got one. But it's the greatest thing, and it's not that heavy that it doesn't make this very heavy.
Nice.
So that's helped. But then I got this contraption that's supposed to hold this. Like I said, I haven't tried it yet. So that you put this under your leg.
Oh.
And it sits on your lap. And you can adjust how high it goes. And then you can just do this, and you're not holding on to anything. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see.
It's that kind of stuff that always gets me to want to get into a craft or something. It's not the craft. It's buying all the stuff.
Because look at how fun this is.
It's so cute.
Just sit there.
I mean, can you guys see that? It's so cute.
So hopefully it works. I got this off of Lovecraft. It's the something El Bessie versatile clamp kit. It was like $25 or something. So I will try that.
So in a nutshell, if it'll fit in a nutshell, might be a big nut. What's the difference between cross stitch and embroidery? Is it the same concept?
It's both stitching. That's about as, cross stitch is you're doing everything with X's. Oh. Embroidery is you've got satin stitch where you're just doing big long stitches together, and there's all different kinds of stitches. You can do little French knots and do all that. Cross stitch is just X's. Always X's throughout the whole thing.
Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh.
So I had shown, oops, that's still attached. I had shown last time that I had dyed the cloth, and I did this like really pretty kind of bluish teal color. It was in the bigger X's, and I thought, no, I really want to try because to me the bigger the X, the more space you have between the stitches. The tinier it is, the smaller space. Being that the background was going to be dark, I wanted it to look a little more finished. Okay. So I re-dyed. Wow. I didn't quite get the greenish blue that I was looking for, but it's okay. I got more of a charcoal gray. And this is where I'm at so far. And
it's really pretty.
I am loving working on it. It was a little bit of an adjustment to go to the tinier stitches on darker fabric, but having that clip-on light made all the difference in the world, and now I'm just into it. But you see how much more finished it looks, like it's just cleaner.
It is very,
because you're just not as big at X's. Your spaces are smaller. So I think I'm going to do that yin and yang one on a smaller grid, and maybe dye it like a pale blue or something.
That'd be pretty.
That'd be pretty.
And it's really fascinating to finally see one of those in use.
Oh,
I had no idea. Yeah, needle minder. I was like, I've bought them before. I didn't know why. I just thought they were cute. And I'm like, well, why does it have a magnet? What's the deal?
Because it holds your needle. Yeah. So you can just go bloop, and then you're trimming or whatever.
But I was wondering, well, how's that staying there? And it's it's
a magnet.
Brilliant.
You could probably use it with. No, you can't really use it with knitting, can you?
Not really.
Hold your stitch markers, like if you had metal ones, you could put some on there.
No need to, but
maybe I don't know.
They're just cute. Is all.
So I am working on this pretty religiously, and I'm super happy with how it's turning out. So.
I'm impressed because I'll tell you, I think it's one of those things that I just have to accept I can't do because
I think you could. You don't have to do it in the tiny grid. You could do the bigger one like this. Okay, now that you have your glasses on.
Mm-hmm. Those are still really tiny.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want it to. It would just look really chunky.
I could see where you would want the finer. Yeah, for sure.
The difference between the weight. See how you can see the white behind? Yeah. I didn't want to see the dark behind that. So I'm gonna get another piece of Aida cloth. That's the 16 point grid, and start that yin and yang over using the pattern keeper, because now I can keep track. It's all going to be super easy peasy. So this has been a fun one. I love it
that you're liking that and having a good time with it.
I am, but I don't get any knitting done.
That's okay. That's okay. You're not committed to any knitting.
I'm not, although I have all these things I want to make that. I want to make that. But you gotta. In fact, I said something to a friend I really want to start this blah 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 sweater. She's like, did you finish your Desperate Housewives? No, not yet.
Who would ask that?
She was just curious. She wasn't shaming me. No, she wasn't shaming me, but she was just asking.
Just curious.
Just curious. Yes. Did you finish? I'm like, no. I haven't finished my Hittafeud either, and I probably should finish those sweaters before I start another one.
We always have those lagging.
I know. Ones. The Desperate Housewives, it's at about my waist level, so I still need to go, which isn't bad. It's just I did find it to be kind of warm right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'll get it done right now, but I know it's going to be a sweater that I'll wear a ton because it's a cardigan. It just feels really lovely.
And
you've
done the sleeves?
No, I still have to do the sleeves.
I hate that.
I know, but you go faster because it's a shorter circumference.
Yeah, you tell yourself that.
And it's going to be in the round. See, this right now I have to purl back. It'll be faster.
I don't know why. I just hate sleeves.
A lot of people do, and that doesn't usually bother me.
That's good. Then I'll stop talking about it. I don't want to influence your...
You're not going to influence me at all. Not like that.
I was say,
You
really?
influence me into like getting stuff.
Let me try harder.
That's right.
Challenge accepted.
That's right.
So I knit something, and I decided to give it to you. Now, if you don't like it, you can either rip it out and use the yarn.
Oh my god.
Which would be a pain for you, but it wouldn't bother me.
Okay.
And then, so once you open it, I'll explain.
Okay.
Okay. And it might not even need explanation. Let's go.
I see rainbow.
Oh, you do.
Oh yes. Oh, what is this one?
It's the by Chit Chat Knits.
Look at that.
You have to think of.
Are you kidding
So
me?
it's what they use self-striping yarn for. I'll have to find
Oh
the
my
pattern.
gosh. Think it. Well, it smells good.
That's I know, it's my favorite. It's Tuft Woolen's her vanilla almond.
Oh yeah.
It's just that smell just makes me so happy.
Look at how nicely that lays.
Yeah, it's a fun I loved knitting it.
But you don't like it? What's the matter with you? You don't like rainbows?
No, I don't. I would never wear. It didn't occur to me when I first started it
that it's going to be a rainbow.
I'd never freaking wear a rainbow anywhere on my body. Like bright colors like that. Can you? No.
Yes.
No.
Why not?
I don't.
You need to branch out.
No. It is.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it's the Kirby Werby.
Yes. The apothecary. No, the Schitt's Creek.
No, it's the one you first said. Yeah,
apothecary.
That one. Yeah, Rose.
Just throw out
the Rose Apothecary
remix.
Because I think you had.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what is the
I
name
do
of
have
that?
a cowl that I did in it, but I don't.
Oh,
wear
did
it.
you?
But this, I like this style.
Shoot, I hate
Okay,
to say-
so what's the pattern?
Is it called the Knit Chat Cowl? No. It's
Yeah.
like, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I didn't even know. Is it like, do with self-striping?
Yeah.
I could.
Okay, so it's called the Knit Chat Cowl. I'll put the link down below with everything.
Oh, yeah, that is it. I didn't believe you till I read on here that it says inspired by self-striping sock yarn. Because I love self-striping.
What a
sock
great
yarn.
use! And so, did this use a whole skein?
No, actually,
So
I still
it doesn't
have some
even
left.
use a whole skein.
Yeah.
So if you've got, look at how great this lays, though.
And I love that. Yeah, I like that kind of pattern.
Love this.
And like I tried it on to
Look
see
at how
if
cool you could even go. Really throw
Yeah.
Lori into a tizzy and go off
Oh my
asymmetrical.
do it next time you see her. You just have to
I
do
should
it.
wear.
Um,
Oh, I love it.
okay,
I love it so much.
Well, I'm
This, I will wear this.
glad. Okay,
And I'm not afraid to wear rainbow. I'm a frickin' rainbow.
you are. I mean,
am.
you were immediately what came to mind when I first started. When I got a couple rounds, I was like, I'm not gonna wear this. This is way too bright and like
Doesn't exactly go with my shirt, but it matches my background.
It does.
I love it. I need to make some of these.
It seriously was fun.
Especially like a one skein project. What a great gift. Because look how nicely it fits.
Well, I'm glad that you like
I
it.
do. I love it very
awesome.
much. I'll have to knit you one out of like pale colors or something.
I have so much self-striping that I love. It's just I was thinking that one would be great because it says it's 22, with the gradients in between. I just thought, well, that's great.
Oh, it did because the stripes just did
Yeah.
perfectly.
So many of my, a lot of self-striping is like, it can have a lot of different stripes, but I don't knit knee highs. So,
Yes.
it's like I wanted all the stripes to fit. So that was the perfect thing.
And
except-
even like Woolens and Nosh makes a really nice self-striping. I bet any of hers would look really good in this.
Well, I'm totally going to do another one.
I need to do one.
I have a couple in mind.
Maybe we
that
should
would
do
be
a knit
fun.
along. Oh, I'm terrible at knit
Oh,
along.
I am too.
Okay, never mind. Scratch that.
But
Edit that out. Because I'm not
people can
chatty.
talk us into. Oh, you have to be chatty for one.
Well, don't you have to like interact with people?
Oh, well, I guess the knit-alongs that we've done, we don't do that. We just,
Okay.
it's like knit it, and I'll knit it, and then we'll show it. That's
Maybe we'll just knit it. Yeah.
It doesn't have to involve a bunch of chatty stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, is there prizes? And
yeah. No.
Okay. Maybe we'll all just knit.
Yeah.
Knit
That's
the
what I'm
knit
talking
chat.
about.
Knit chat cowl.
I would
maybe
totally do
in the
that.
fall, because this would be a great.
It's just so fast. Is nice.
Well, it would be a great gift
Yeah.
if you're looking to knit gifts or something.
Or if you've got that self-striping yarn that you're just dying to use.
And I wonder what it looks like without self-striping. Like,
Oh,
if
it
you
would
just
still
have
be
like some
nice.
gorgeous yarn
Yeah.
that's like we all have.
Yeah.
Because you have that precious skein, you know.
Yes.
I just want to look at this because it's a
Okay.
pretty rainbow.
It is.
Thank you
it is
so
pretty.
much.
It was, like the colors are all lovely. It's just, I'm not a rainbow. I'm not a.
Would you wear these if they were socks?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're not opposed to rainbow as a sock,
No, it's
just not as a garment.
right.
Okay.
It's a little in your face for me. Like, it's fine for you because you wear bright colors.
Yes. I was
you're-
gonna say, am I in your face?
Oh, no.
Not because in real life I don't.
No, I didn't mean it like that at all.
Maybe
I just
am.
meant
I'm finding out that I kind of am,
You-
according to Chip.
you love, like, when I think of rainbow, that's what I think of as you. Because you like rainbow stuff.
I just, because it's all the colors and it's
Uh-huh.
bright and it's just like, colors just make me happy.
Yeah.
Not that it's like I love rainbows, like I need to get rainbow shit all over the place, but it's just the fact that it's all these pretty colors.
It is.
All
They
in
are.
one. All
I
in one
love.
thing.
That's the thing that is kind of something I've learned through knitting and stuff. Is I love all the different colors and stuff. I love striped stuff. I love the variegated, the different. But when it comes down to it, what do I want to wear? I want to wear a solid color that doesn't have a lot of competing. Like.
I think because I don't go anywhere, and I'll just wear that, like I'll go on a walk and I'll throw something like this on, or it's a little, like mostly in the winter because I'm not super cold, but this is great because it's not thick.
Yes.
Like you got some
It's
airflow.
definitely more of a
accessory. Like
accessory that you can
it's like wearing a
totally-
necklace or something, but I would totally wear this. You wear this with like a navy blue t-shirt or...
Well, you do it, girl. You rock that rainbow.
I will rock the rainbow. That's what we should do, a knit along called Rock the Rainbow. No. We'll do that next June for Pride. Rock the rainbow. I need to knit that. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, you're welcome.
What else you got in there?
Oh gosh.
I'll just show really quick.
Yeah, no, show.
I showed it on Instagram, and I brought it camping because I thought I was going to work
love
on it.
that.
But I did up on my machine socks because I got this yarn from Needles at the Ready. This is Bejeweled on the Achilles sock base. And
Nice.
I...
Now, what you took it camping? Oh, to put the heel in.
No, I thought, okay, well, I'll knit. And I'm like, why did I do that when I'm working on these?
But didn't you just say you did it on your machine?
But I'd need to put the heel toe
Okay.
and cuff on it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It only knits the tube.
Okay.
It doesn't finish them. I can't, unless somebody wants to finish them. No.
So, do you do the afterthought heel?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I thought of doing on these because I do that and it seems to fit okay.
That's one I just have.
So what I do when I do it on the machine is I'll mark with the contrasting yarn of where I know I've worked it out. Like I know knit this far, this is where your heel is going to go and all that kind of stuff. So I did these, but I didn't end up working
that
on them.
measurement if you're doing a toe-up sock.
It's different on the machine. It's a different tension.
Gauges.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
for gauge.
That whole gauge thing always messes me up.
I can because this is actually toe up because this is where I cast on and I know to go here to my heel and I know to go here so many rows and then I'll put in a cuff and I know I'm going to put in so many rows when I do the toe, but this is a different gauge really than what I hand knit because I'm already...
Oh, the measurement would be the same, right? It wouldn't be the same number of rows, but you could measure it on the...
So I guess I know how many... Well, so that maybe this will be good if I keep track of my rows.
I just meant if you're doing toe up, then you could mark it on, or not mark it, but write it down or something as to how many inches or whatever measurement. Like mine on my sock ruler, I think when I'm doing toe up, I think I know... Can I see your sock ruler? Do you have it handy?
Yes.
So I didn't bring
right
mine.
Yeah.
I go to... Oh, this is going to be different.
So the toe...
Yeah. Excuse me, it's upside down. And so, never mind. But anyway, I know that there's a certain point that I get to that then I start my heel. So if you could use that sock blank that you did, and you know that that's the right amount.
Oh, go a measurement.
Yeah, just a measurement, not a row number.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But you'd have to get your toe in first. You have to get your toe in. And then you could get your toe in and then stick that thing in there.
And then get the heel on needle so I could stick this in that hole.
Right, because I guess you don't have that hole there yet.
I don't have the hole there. Okay, and then I would know measurement-wise.
Yeah, just
measurement-wise. Because I thought, that's why I was keeping track. I've never kept track of, I always just measure.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, if I kept track and I know I need so many rows to get the length that I need.
And I see people do that with those light bulb things. So tell me, though.
Every 10.
It's every 10, but what are you doing to keep track of the 10 as you go? Just marking it down and then...
Well, I started off just counting, and then I use one of these, and I just slip it on my finger.
Okay.
And every time I do a row, I just mark it.
Gotcha.
And then I have my little container of...
Then,
markers.
Why not?
And all that fits in my little mini chip basket.
Of course it does. Why don't you just keep track of all of them on your little counter thing then, instead of doing it by tens? I'm not being critical. I just want to know,
because I see people doing this, and
Same
I was
here.
just.
I've seen people do that, and it looks cute, and I'm like, well, I want to do that, but I don't really understand what.
Well, I could do that, I suppose, but then what happens if for something? Yes, and then you're like,
and those do reset.
What number was I on?
True.
I'm only having to count tens.
Okay,
so maybe that's
it's great. I just was curious.
That was a good question.
Thank you.
So this will be the next socks going on the needles, but I got to finish those first. And so these will be just afterthought heel basic.
Yeah.
And who knows? I might just do afterthought heel with the striped one.
No,
but I got to look through my book.
Yeah.
I have looked through it before. I have sock architecture and another sock
heels
one.
Are fun.
And I can't. It's like I'm not sure how to read it. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Of course, I say they're fun, but there's two that I do. I do the OMG heel,
which I've never tried, but that's
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm on the Fish Lips Kiss heel, primarily because I used to always do the Fish Lips Kiss, and then I started doing the OMG, and then I just always did the OMG, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if I could still do the Fish Lips. I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I just. There's really not a lot of thought that goes into it.
Does it fit the same as the OMG? The Fish Lips Kiss? I'm like, is it...
I think
the Fish Lips Kiss is like a short row heel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so is the OMG.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're probably similar, just a different way of approaching it. Okay.
I don't like the heel and gusset. I just don't like doing it.
Yeah.
I think primarily because you're picking up stitches, right?
Yeah.
And
well, you do pick up once, and then you've got to knit them, but then you've got all these extra stitches on the needles, and so it's kind of cumbersome until you reduce them back down.
Because it might be one of those.
The fit is great.
Things.
The fit's really good. Yeah.
I don't know. When I first started knitting socks, that's what I did, and so I don't want to say my bad memories or whatever, but my apprehension to doing it might just be rooted in when it was a new to me thing anyway. Whereas now I've been knitting socks for so long, doing that kind of heel, the heel and gusset, might not be as complicated to me because I'm not struggling with the whole sock. So all that to say, maybe I should try that again. I don't know.
You might like the fit.
Maybe.
I mean, because you have a high arch like me, right?
No, I have
you
no
don't.
arch. I have flat feet.
Oh, see, that could be why it was tight. Your sock was tight around there, because that's what happens is it's tight because when your foot arches, this arches and it makes this tighter.
Yes, I have no arch, which causes problems. Flat feet's not good,
having a high arch is problematic as well.
We all have our struggles. It's really hard. So my grannies in a row socks, I did, so what you do is you make 6 per sock little squares.
So cute.
And I think my little squares might be a little bigger than they're supposed to be. And I did them on, I forget what pattern what hook size the pattern says to use, but I actually ended up doing an even smaller hook to try to get my squares the size that she said. But then I thought it's okay if they're a little bit bigger because even when I was thin, I have bigger calves than, I've never had a little tiny calf. And so
this gives you that extra.
It gives me plenty of room. In fact, to the point where now I'm not sure does it look funny? Doesn't that look huge?
It does look pretty wide.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to fit.
I'm going to show you. We don't have to do it right now, but when we're done. So that's why I haven't been working on this much.
I wonder if you should do a ribbed sock for the bottom to give you some extra stretch or something.
Well,
that'll fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the the thing, when you're stretched, like this isn't going to be stretched.
No.
But when you stretch that, it'll even out.
Yeah.
I think it'll look okay.
I just wonder, because I'll show you, I don't think it's too big. It just looks huge.
It does, because it's
when I
got
look
a
at other
different...
people's, they look so tiny. I'm like, well, yeah.
Did you use the same size, like millimeter size on your hook as you did on your needles?
No.
Okay.
But I just mean in general, like, I think I also did an extra round of crochet. Because what you do is you do the little squares, and then you hook them all together with the whip stitch, which it took me longer to whip stitch these things together than to crochet all 6 of them. Because, I mean, it's not something I do. And so
because you're learning to sew. It's a sewing thing.
Then I did some just granny stitch, clusters around the top and the bottom.
With the same yarn, or is
I
the gray a different yarn?
The gray is a different yarn.
Okay.
Then I picked up the stitches to do the cuff, and then you pick up the stitches to do the bottom. So that made it easier. I don't like picking
It made
up
it easier to catch because you had that to
Yes,
catch it with.
yes.
Okay.
But anyway, so I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fun pattern. This yarn is Artistic Yarn by Abby.
And she doesn't knit or doesn't dye anymore, does
She does.
Oh, she does?
In fact, what she's done now is she makes it all dyed to order.
Dyed to order,
Which is
okay.
great, because it used to be that you just kind of had to check or
Yes.
shop and stuff. And so now you can just go on and order whatever. But that's how it looks. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Yeah, they can.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And what's the colorway? It's like a
Rainbow Trout.
Rainbow Trout.
And you can get it on Sparkle or not Sparkle. So, of course, I have it on Sparkle.
Of course, as you should.
I should. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to,
ABI.
when we're done, put this on and again look.
And see what it looks like.
And just kind of see, because, I don't know. It seemed like such a good idea. Like, I thought, I want to use this yarn. And so I picked colors that kind of went with it. But then when I see other people's, it always looks cuter. And I'm like, maybe I should have done something,
No, I think the fact that, so the granny squares weren't knit using this yarn?
No, I just picked,
You matched it so well.
Thank you.
I thought you were doing this with this yarn, and it was like, okay, that blue stripe was whatever.
No, but I just,
No, you matched that so well.
Oh, thanks.
See, I think once it's on, it's gonna.
I think the fact is, I just have big calves. Because
I
I'm
think it's
looking
gonna
at it
be
going,
okay.
gosh, I mean, that's like huge, but it seems to fit my leg.
Yeah, then I think it's. I mean, the socks always kind of look funny. I mean, you look at this and you're like, there's no way that's going on your foot, but it does because stretches.
True. I know, because when I compare, I guess, I mean, really, it's not like, I guess it's really not.
It's a little bit, go by up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
But your ribbed and your regular knitting is going to pull in where the crochet's just staying there. So I don't know how they'll hold up because you don't have that negative.
But I have this here.
But you have that.
So, and that's why I usually knit shorter socks because I don't wear socks that go up very high.
Even in the wintertime? Don't your ankles
Well, I'll tell you what.
You guys are like a sauna with your...
Oh my gosh. I do have to buy some socks to, so I bought these boots, these Merrill kind of like hiking boots, when I was back east. And I wear them on our property when we walk around. But all I have are like, I have socks that come up far enough for the boot. But no matter where we walk, I always end up with little stickery things in my...
On the top of your sock, like they're just picking up stuff, Yeah,
and Michael said, you need to get some higher socks, because that way it'll at least, your sock will catch it rather than it going on my
down
skin.
Because
that doesn't feel good.
No.
So, anyway.
You need to wear gaiters. You need to make like an outside sock.
Oh, yeah.
That'll just...
Probably not.
And then it'll be full of stickers.
Yeah. I'll just get back on the treadmill.
Yeah.
That's so much better.
What is this? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it is. But, they always put these cute little stitch markers on things, but then they snag your knitting. Like, they're not the, feel the...
Oh, the ring.
The ring. You gotta have the nice ring.
It's more like something you'd put a key on.
Yes. So, anyway. So, yeah, I had been looking... Oh, and that is by...
Grannies in a Row. Yeah.
Grannies in a Row is by... I think it's like Everything Shapes Us, or... Let me look at... See, I can do this here because
you're not using your phone. Well,
Oops,
you know,
I'm going backwards.
I have my book here. Remember this book? I was going to write down all the things, like I'm going to only make these things. I looked through it today because I thought, oh, I don't know that I've done
anything out of the book.
I did do the hat that I had to redo because it was so big, that one that just went totally over my head. So I marked it as done, but it's really not because I ripped it out.
Yeah, you still did it. I think that counts.
I can't be constricted to a book.
No,
so
you cannot.
I can't, because who knew I was going to get obsessed about the cross stitch?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Everything dot shapes.
There's a lot of dots in there.
And then dot thing,
lots of
dot
dots.
shapes, dot us. I'm going to click on that.
Okay.
Jen. She is scrappy knits and knitting patterns.
Oh.
Everything shapes us. Okay.
And then...
Is she on Ravelry? Is that where you got the pattern?
Probably.
Okay.
But I was kind of not bummed, but I was looking back through Etsy. I was looking for something in my Etsy purchases from a long time ago, which is kind of a scary thing to do when you realize, oh my gosh, I have really
ordered a lot
of stuff over the years.
But you know, you're supporting a small business. You're supporting the postal service.
Yeah.
Look at all the jobs that you're keeping people
Kept
employed.
a lot of jobs and
because you're buying.
It's made
all
them
the
feel
things.
good to know that people want their stuff. Anyway, a long time ago, I bought a pattern that was kind of similar to this. And I kind of feel bad because I never did it. And I don't want to get into the whole thing about, this one here, about...
Oh, it's got the little mini
grannies.
Yeah.
And then it
has the granny stripe around the toe.
Yeah, so I need to do those, but I don't really know where the PDF went. I have to, like you, I need to see if I can find it.
Knitting pattern.
By the
Granny
Crochet Creations.
Crow, C-R-O-W.
Crochet, got it.
Crochet Creations.
But I like the idea of the granny stitches around the toe.
Granny square socks. Yeah.
Um,
How would that feel?
I don't know. Because I never did them. I bought the pattern and then I forgot about it.
Is the whole...
Yeah, it would have to be that way on the back. And that.
Oh, it's knit. Excuse me, it is knitted, but
it is.
Well, the sock is knitted.
The sock is knitted, but
then you have those blips of crochet in there.
And
you should do it just to see.
And if I can get access to the pattern, I will.
And you got it on Etsy.
On Etsy.
Well, you should be able to go to Etsy and then.
Yeah, you know how that is. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know how far back it'll let you go. Like, you had a chance to download that.
I think that's the deal, is you blew it, babe.
You blew it.
Yeah, so.
Did you knit anything? Oh,
well,
let me.
Yeah,
okay.
what else
I have an FO.
Oh, yay.
This is the Easy. It's called Easy, and it's a scarf pattern by Martina Bem.
Okay.
She's the one that's done the hitchhiker shawl and that. So this was a skein of hand spun. I have to stand up because this sucker is long. And I ran out of yarn.
Okay.
You're supposed to weigh it, which I did. I weighed it. I got halfway through, and then you change directions.
I hate that. I just have to say, I just don't like that.
I just don't like it
when they want you to weigh stuff.
But I only had to do it when I felt like I was halfway. And then I did. So I probably knit something wrong here because I needed to add another 17 grams. So I shouldn't have been that far off. But I luckily had a green.
That's
the screen. It matched really well. So I have that like green edge on that. But it turned out way longer than it's supposed to. So I really do feel like I screwed up on something.
Maybe.
But I love
you made it your own.
I did, as you do. But how fun is this?
That is really cute. Great color. See, I like those colors.
Of course you do.
Why? Because they're
blue
boring.
And green.
Oh, yes.
No, because it's blue.
Okay.
So again, it doesn't go with my outfit, but a really fun knit. This is one skein, another one skein project. Great gift idea.
And it was fun.
It was fun. Well, see, I like what you would probably consider boring knitting. It's just garter.
I don't like garter. Garter's not my favorite.
See,
but I also don't like to have to purl way back. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Because you get some of the, you don't get super long.
Oh,
like, that's your longest part.
Okay.
Because you're going back and forth. But I like, because I can have a conversation. I'm not counting anything.
Yeah.
So I do like garter. I like simple stockinette, whatever. It's the lace stuff that's why that Hitchifeud's sitting there, because it's lace.
Yeah.
But it's a great one skein.
It's pretty.
Project.
It's really pretty. Oh, nice. Yeah, that feels really nice.
So this was fiber I got from Wound Up Fiber Arts, and it is a 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon, I think is what it was. So it is very soft.
It's super soft.
Yeah, I'm super happy with it. I will wear that. So happy with it. I started another one.
Interesting.
Because
can I see it again?
Yeah, this.
Yeah, I want to see if I would make one. Like if I would wear it.
That one ended up being longer than it's supposed to, so imagine it maybe a little bit shorter, but it's not super deep. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start another one because that looks cute on you.
Does it now?
I should give it to you, but I'm not. Because I'm not.
It's your hand spun.
My hand
love
spun.
it.
So when I was looking for something, who knows? Because this is how things start. Look for something, I start something else. I have the Zauber ball.
Yes.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know.
Because it's not something I would have probably buy.
Maybe you bought it from me, or
I may have.
Because it looks familiar to me.
Yeah, it probably came from you.
It might have.
Because I'm like,
it looks like something I would buy, actually.
So, but you wouldn't like this because it is a little scratchier.
Yeah.
It's a crazy Zauber ball.
Do they
who
even
knows
have
what
names?
color?
Yeah,
I don't know. And it doesn't matter because it's probably so old they don't have it anymore.
True.
So I started doing the easy scarf again, and it's kind of giving me Christmas vibes.
Oh. Well,
I think because of the red and green.
I know. See, that was one of the things that I was afraid of, because that's why I tried to keep.
But you've got blue in there.
Yes, but
And
I know
this
you
does
see,
too. I mean, there's, we're going to be working through some other colors.
Yeah.
So I brought this camping, and this was what I could work on in the car while we were driving, because it's a little bit bigger needles, but then more than a sock, because it's like you're doing this and you're trying to get in
and
there.
you don't get nauseous.
If we're going straight, as soon as we get off and we're starting to go up in the mountain, then I have to put it down. But it's what I have to work on. I have to get us through traffic, because he stresses me out when we get through traffic. Because traffic sucks, and then you're driving a truck and trailer, and he's fine. We've never gotten in an accident, but he's a little more aggressive than I am comfortable with. Towing a trailer.
Oh, funny.
So I have to look down, because I'm doing my breathing exercises, and I knit. And so this was what I worked on, and I forgot to bring my scale. So I'm like, shoot, how am I going to know when I'm halfway? And he goes, well, can you kind of do this? No, that doesn't work. You're talking grams. So I thought this will just be my car knitting, and so that's what it was.
Perfect.
And so I'm going to finish this, and I know it will soften when I wash it, and it will be a gift.
Okay.
I'm working on Christmas already.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved that pattern. It was just one of those nice, just sit and do. I could see me doing more of them, because I also like the fact that to wear it, it's like, it's so easy, like a shawl. I don't wear shawls. I make them, but I don't wear them.
But this could be more of an accent
more like
piece,
a cowl.
yes.
Yeah, and it's easy to just like maybe want it a little looser, so you just don't put it on as tight or whatever.
But it's also long enough that it's not going to fall off.
Right.
Which is nice.
And I could also, I have one of those, I have those
we got
doodad things. So anyway, it's a fun knit.
I'm contemplating it.
This one turned out to be like 90 something inches long, and it's only supposed to be 80 something. So I did mess up 17 grams worth.
But that's kind of nice, because it gives you that extra length for.
Yeah. I think so. Or it makes it too long. I don't know.
Well,
I haven't worn it yet because it's like really hot.
That's true. It's not cowl weather.
It's not cowl weather.
Okay. Well, I started another, and
Is it gonna be a blanket?
It is, but right now it's a square.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you get 43 rows or round, whatever you want to call it, then you turn it into a rectangle. And then when you're all done with it, you add granny squares around the border of it. I have a picture. I can show you.
Is there a pattern that you're following?
Yes, there sure is.
So you're not just winging this?
I'm not. I always think I can wing stuff like that, and then it's like,
it's just hard to know the measurements. Like when you go, like you'd have to know, I'm going to need so many squares to make it this way.
I just don't always think of... Yeah, I think it's called Giant Granny. I'm just going to put in Giant Granny and see what happens.
There's something I saw, and I keep trying crochet.
Yeah.
And I keep failing at crochet, but I keep trying. And one of my friends was making a little crocheted sweater jacket type thing for her grandson. And she basically took 2 hexagons, like she crocheted hexagons, but then the way you folded it and joined it up, it made like a little jacket. And I'm like, well, that would be super cute. You would just have to make it obviously bigger than what she made for her little grandson, but I thought it'd be super cute.
Well, figure it out and let me know, because look at that. You can make little chair pads for your new chairs.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Nothing
That
says
so
old lady than crochet chair.
I have no problem with that. I just don't.
It's bad enough.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, I love that. Giant Daisy Granny's... No.
Just giant granny blanket. So it just has... I mean, they're not showing the whole thing here, but I just think it's cute with the granny squares around the granny square blanket.
I like that. I like that as a finishing technique.
And I've been wanting something to do with my Row 1 minis.
Oh,
I love the Row 1 minis. Yes. And so I'm just it's just what I do when I just feel like doing a little bit of crochet.
So will you, because obviously that's going to need a lot, will you use different dyers? Because when you get the Row 1, okay.
Yep. And I am only picking colors that I want to use. Like when you get the thing of the 10 different ones, if there's a color in there that I don't want to use, I'm not using it. I'm just going to use what I want to use.
Okay. You get to keep like a cohesiveness on your color palette.
I mean, I don't know how cohesive that is.
It is, but you're not going to throw a red in there.
I'm sure not. No,
probably not.
Maybe way out there.
Maybe in your granny squares.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of going with what I like.
And so will this be a blanket for you, or are you making it for?
Idea.
Okay, you're just making it. There doesn't have to be. You don't have to.
The other blanket that I'm working on right now, I think will be for me because I love it. And I'm going to love it. It's that Building Blocks by Stephen West.
Oh.
And it's a DK weight. It's massively huge. And I have it, sure, but you have
it on short.
I do, because I don't like to have, I could put it on. Actually, I guess I could get an even longer cable, but I think this is fine.
Yeah, for working on it, you probably don't want it longer.
But it's just fun. I'm just kind of piecing together. Colors. And it has different sections. Like, this was just like a garter, Now I've just switched to reverse stockinette, so...
Oh, so there's different stitches in there.
Will be.
So there'll be different textures.
There's a brioche section. Oh. There's a couple other sections.
And this is Building Blocks? I've heard of that. Yeah,
it's just fun to...
What are these needles? Because they don't have the hole. Okay, so these aren't...
they don't have holes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but they swivel on the cord.
So kind of a funny story about the signature needles. A long time ago, I had the entire set, and they're expensive. They're probably one of the most expensive needles, but I had to have them a long time ago, so I had them all. And then I don't know what I tried next, probably Chow Goose, because I love the Chow Goose. And so I sold all my signatures. Well, then not too long ago, a gal that watches our podcast contacted me and asked me something about knitting needles. I was like, oh yeah, I love the Chow Goose. And she was debating about signatures. And I said, well, I liked the signatures. I don't remember why, but I got rid of them.
Yeah. There was probably a really good reason.
Yeah. So I ordered one set, pair, whatever, to try again. And I was like, oh, I really like these. So now I've built up my signature needle. And they're ridiculous because whatever size needle this is, and I do like because they're different colors and stuff. But so say this is a 7, it might be. Whatever, I'm so good. Whatever cable lengths that you want are specific to that needle size.
So is this an interchangeable set? Oh, it is.
It is, but all my cables, I have to buy whatever cable sizes for the size 7 that I want. Oh. Then I also have to buy cable sizes for my 5s and for my. So
it's not really interchangeable. It is. Wow.
But they say it's because you get a better join.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really had a problem with the join of my Chow Goose. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it is very smooth.
It's very smooth.
I'm like the fact that it swivels, but the cord doesn't swivel. Like I haven't ever tried that.
Yeah,
Which probably keeps them from undoing.
If you get them on there good, then you're fine.
Because what I noticed is there's no hole. Like I showed you,
Right.
you don't have the hole to
you
like.
don't have a hole. You got to use the cable locks.
Look at that! You got a cute
so
one.
cute.
Yours is way cuter than mine.
I know, but I mean, if you have them. Anyway, so I'm not pushing signature needles because they are very expensive, but they're pretty.
But they're nice.
They're made in the United States, which I think is a good selling point.
Yes. And this is a shawl or a blanket?
It's a blanket.
It's a blanket.
It's going to be a big blanket too. It's pretty squished right now, but it's pretty.
That's going to be nice though with DK.
Yeah. Because I was thinking with these colors, my husband would probably really like it, but
when you're doing 2 strands.
Yeah, because I'm using fingering weight. I do have some. I have a bunch of DK that I'm going to use in it, but I'm saving that for the brioche section because I don't want 4 strands of yarn when I'm doing brioche.
Yeah, that might get a little confusing.
It might get a little bit hectic. So,
but what a good way to use up your fingering weight is doubling it up.
I even used some Row 1
palette.
minis in here because like these ones that there's just
little
lips
blip.
of them, which is fun because that just kind of mixes it up.
Yeah.
This one I had started on a size 5, I think, and it had started with this pretty blue.
Yeah.
And then it went into this pretty gold, and I mean it was going in that direction.
Yeah.
But I felt like I really needed it on a bigger needle size, so I started it over and just went.
Especially for a blanket, like it's not like you're trying to make it fit anything, and having
it was
a looser
so dense.
gauge.
It was just so dense.
A 7's really an appropriate gauge for a DK weight, or even you're probably sometimes almost worsted. With depends on the yarn you're using.
Oh, I probably could have even done an 8, but I don't like
nice. It'll loosen up when you
there's that.
It's good.
So anyway, it's
pretty
fun.
palette too.
Yeah, thank you. I love it. It's not like I gotta get this blanket done. I'm just gonna have it to work on, and I like having something that I had so many, I still do, a million mini skeins because I went on that kick for a while where I just bought tons of mini skeins with no plan in mind, So I had gone through and I just wound up or caked up a bunch of the bluish greenish ones, and I was just gonna do that, but then I was like, well, you gotta add some pink or something else
because
in
if
there.
you look, there's pink in here, and then you pulled it here, so that.
And plus, if you're just doing the blues and greens, you almost have clashing at some point because
and then it can look just real stripy too. Yeah. So, no, I think that's good that you're throwing in some other colors.
It's fun, but it's not it's fun, but it's not what I want to do all the time. You just want to have it to work on sometimes.
Yes, and when it gets bigger, you're not going to want it on your lap when it's warm out.
That's very true. But
that's kind of but you're going to get into some different stitches. I was say it's kind of the same thing where you can just sit and knit on it.
But it is nice to have that kind of stuff because when I at home, I normally just knit in the evenings when Michael and I are hanging out.
That's when I knit.
And you can't be concentrating that much on something. So this pillow that I'm doing, and I printed out the picture of the
yes,
it's again, I think it's called Dreamscapes. It's
Sylvia Watts Cherry.
Yeah, and it's like cherries on top or something. We'll have to get that information for you.
That's okay.
So when I first thought, this looks fun, let's do it, I was thinking, because I've done stranded color work, like on socks and hats, and even though I try really hard to push my stitches out and make it super loose, I still have a heck of a time either getting it over my heel, having it fit around my leg, my head, whatever. So I thought, a pillow is a perfect time to work on it and get some practice, and try to... Well, this isn't stranded color work. It's intarsia.
Which is a whole different thing.
Oh, my gosh.
So the llama pillow, that was intarsia.
I love it.
That was the only time I've done it. It is very different in how you approach it.
Yeah, you have to look at all these different sections like, okay, I need a yarn bobbin for that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. It's like, oh my gosh.
I wonder if your pattern keeper would help you with that. Like that pattern, that cross-stitch pattern keeper thing?
I don't know. I did figure out, because I use Knit Companion.
Oh, right.
Because I wish that when, and I don't know if this is a thing, but pattern designers and their grid paper, I wish had bolder lines for every 5 stitches.
Instead of 10?
They don't even have it on. They don't look at. There's none.
Oh, that doesn't. No, but
And
on Knit
so-
Companion does it not put it?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
So I went and drew lines
you did
on
that.
here.
Okay.
So I could glance, but so in my Knit Companion, it's got the option of drawing on
Yeah.
it. So it's not
If
pretty.
you're on an iPad, not when you're
Oh.
Android, I can't.
Oh no. Okay. So
But
I'm
if you're
iPad,
on an,
and
yeah.
so I drew, and again, it's not pretty because I was just using my finger, and it's
Yeah.
but it's still, at least it helps me to be able to glance at it and go, okay, 5, 10, 11, or
Yeah.
but just to see all those little boxes. But really, I showed an Instagram thing yesterday. I was kind of holding it up, and there's all these little balls hanging. It's like a mobile. It's or a cat toy or something. It's interesting. It's fun.
Is it? Do you like it?
It's taking
A long time.
brain power just to, like, each time you come to it. Once you
Because
have,
don't you have to twist the yarn, like when you
and
go to the new
that's
color?
easy for me because
Okay.
whenever I change colors when I'm knitting, I do that anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of like ingrained in me to
Yeah.
do that. But just like keeping all these, because you got to have the different yarn sources for each of these breaks.
Right, because
And
you're not carrying it
you're
to
not
the next
carrying
one.
it. And then so I decided to, just for some gratification, I did the duplicate stitch to
For
put
the
the little
legs.
legs on, and because otherwise it was just some white and the little legs,
Yeah.
it's just a couple little black stitches,
Yeah.
but it makes it so much cuter.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, my sheep have legs,
Did you hold any mohair with your sheet?
No,
That would have been cute because they would have been fuzzy.
damn it, Carrie, I'm not redoing it.
To redo it. How far have you gotten?
That'd be
on
really
it?
cute.
It would
Though.
have
I don't want to take it out.
Don't take it out. Duplicate stitch.
What I could
Duplicate
do,
stitch
I
mohair
don't.
on it.
No, I'm not doing that
Okay.
either. No.
Never mind.
And the thing about mine too is I'm doing a darker blue for the river and a light blue up here because I'm not.
Don't want the yellow
I'm not
sky,
a big yellow
yeah.
person. I got yellow. I can pop some yellow in for the sun and
Yeah.
a couple trees, but it was just too much yellow for me.
Yeah.
And then the back of the pillow, she used the blue and yellow and just did a section of yellow and a section of blue. I'm just gonna stripe whatever yarn I have
Oh,
left,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I'll have. I think.
So
I'll
do you
have
know how far you've gotten? Like how
I'm
far up?
on like I just did the first stitches of his face, so I've only
So
done
you're like here. So
yeah,
you
I'm way
could
down here.
still do fuzzy.
But would that be weird? Because then I'd have like some bald sheep. And
No,
some-
because you can just duplicate stitch on the one little sheet.
I've got 3.
Okay, duplicate stitch on the 3 little sheet.
I'm not doing that much duplicate stitching. That took me a long time just to put legs on.
Okay. Whatever.
I mean, it would be really cute. I don't even think I have any anymore. Because you know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking would be really cute? Then not to do all that, but I'm going to do a black sheep. I might make him my black
Oh,
sheep.
yeah.
He could be furry. I
Sure.
don't have any black mohair.
I don't have black, but I think I have white because that's what I did for the alpacas. I held mohair with it, and I think I have some left over.
I mean, sure. If
I'll
we'd have talked
send it
about this
to you.
before I'd started, that would have been a winner of an idea.
Would have.
But
I'll send it with you, and then you think about it.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I am not.
You don't even want to have the option. You're like, no, just putting my foot down.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'm sure it looks adorable the way
Yeah,
it is.
it's gonna be
You
good
aren't
enough.
going to know the difference.
because, like, if I really relish this process
yeah.
at the end of the day, I would do another one, or I would do something else.
You're not
That, you
gonna
know,
do another one.
I'm never going to do it again. I don't know. I mean,
Are you going to do different color sheep, or are they all going to be white?
with the black?
With the black sheep.
Well, I mean,
Well, don't put him on the other side of the river. That really makes him look like
isn't that what
you're
the black sheep of the family is?
You stay on that side of the
Yeah, I
river.
mean, that's what happens to the black sheep of the family. I don't know.
You do you. I'm not trying to redesign the pattern for you.
Now you're gonna have people telling me I'm racist against sheep or
No.
something. I mean, I just
You're
I mean, it's
not. No.
just- no,
No, that's it's going to be
I
really
want
cute.
bald white sheep. Okay.
Yes, and
then
you
just
should.
one fluffy black one.
So I'm not going to ask anymore.
what?
Well, I'm just thinking, like, for the trees, are you going to do something that's kind of multicolored so that?
Oh my gosh, no! I don't want unless I used to
because you
variegated.
have. That's what I mean, like
Oh.
something variegated that
Oh,
you
but
have
this
that.
is worsted weight, and so I don't have a bunch of.
Oh.
I had to. I just ordered a bunch of yarn
Well,
from
hold
Knit Picks.
two strands together.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, never mind.
I just want to get through this thing.
I just made it way more complicated for you.
No, you do things better. But
I do.
This is good.
I just do her different. They're not better.
I just, I don't know. You want me to put little ornaments on them?
No. I just thought it was because the way that she's got
add
this.
some beads to it.
I mean, they need eyes. No.
This is kind of a learning experience for me.
It's a pretty intense one to do internship for the first time.
No kidding.
That's a lot.
I totally didn't even. It was just a shock to me when I realized, oh yeah, this isn't what I thought it was.
Could we do this
But
differently?
I mean, stranded would have been bad too because you have a lot of area where you'd be, but you just catch it.
Yeah.
I could totally still do it stranded.
It's still just, but that's a long.
It is
a long stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be a cute cross stitch pattern.
Well, you're welcome to.
No, I'm not.
No,
going
you'd
to.
have to
I'm
buy
just
the
saying.
pattern, but
Yeah.
no. It's you can't go wrong with sheep on a grassy hill with a river running through it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's cute. I don't care who you are, but yeah, okay, they'd have been better with the mohair. You just ruined it.
They
for
just.
me. I'm so defeated now. I was so proud of my little intarsia.
I think it's gonna be great.
But it's not as good as it could have been.
Well, are they sparkly at least?
No, it's Knit Picks yarn.
Oh.
And you know what's funny is I was like, well, I'm not going to spend a ton on this. I'm just going to get Knit Picks. Well, it's still $100. I mean, it's still like
a lot of money for a
$70 or
pillow.
$80 for this yarn. I'm like, and that's not even stuffing it yet. So, although I don't think that's expensive, but
No.
so yeah, I mean, it's like a ton of time.
It's gonna be so cute. How big does it make?
I have no idea.
Well, how far?
It's about like that.
Okay,
yeah.
that's a good size
Yeah,
pillow.
it'll
That'll
be a
look
good
really
pillow.
so that Grace can just.
Grace
do that
will
on
never
it.
have access to that
Okay.
pillow. It's going to
Good.
be like, I don't know what I might give it to Rebecca. I don't know. I don't know why.
You could even just hang it on the wall like I did with that thing.
Oh yeah.
Just put felt. Don't even do the back side and just hang it in your yarn shire.
I could, but I have a couple pairs of single socks of stranded.
Oh yeah, that you aren't going to finish the other one.
Yeah, so those I've got socks hanging on my wall. So
That's
why not
true.
a pillow?
Well, it wouldn't be a pillow. It would be like just a picture.
A wall hanging.
Yeah.
No, I want it to be a pillow.
Yes, a pillow would be really cute.
I've never made a pillow. Ever.
And so you should.
No, that's not true. I made like a pillow about that big in home ec class when I was a child in 1977.
Really long time ago.
Yep. And I only know it was 1977 because I think it said.
You probably
77.
put your initials
Yep,
at the date.
yep. I think I found it. I think it was in with my mom's stuff. It has like an embroidered Christmas tree on it or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So
That's cool. What else you got? I'm that's all my makes.
that's all I have for makes
Oh,
too.
cool.
Yep.
I did buy yarn.
I did too.
Very little. So I
Me
bought
too.
this, which was bejeweled from
I like
Needles
that.
at the Ready. And look at this. Look at this.
I know, that's really pretty.
This is ink blot from Needles at the Ready. It is such a
Is it-
good blue.
It's like a blue purple, right?
It's just a really good navy.
It does. It's a nice.
It's
nice.
just good. So this will go with something.
Everything.
With everything, pretty much. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
but that's the only yarn I bought.
Okay.
I have been so good. I've had
I
to
have
with
too.
Violet's little eye issue.
Oh.
Like, I have to stop. Been so tempted. but I don't.
I kind of have, but kind of not. Like I look at stuff and I'm starting to see like, oh, you already have something that's like
Similar.
that.
Mhm.
And that's what happened with this. This is Dandelions and Daisies,
okay.
Pacific Northwest. I think
I dyed something very, very similar to that.
It doesn't say the color on here, but I think that the name of it was like Pacific Northwest or something. It had something
pretty.
to do with the Northwest. And it is. It's lovely. And I kind of knew when I was ordering it that I already have something that's probably almost exactly like this. But
I dyed something almost exactly like that I gave you.
yeah.
I thought
like
that
it.
was it
Yeah,
when it was
no.
sitting there. I'm like, oh.
But hey, now I could put them together. And,
Yeah. But
I
they
don't
would
know.
make pretty socks.
No? I don't usually do... yeah. I mean... I don't really know what I'm going to do with it.
Okay. it's
Again,
pretty.
I really was telling myself don't buy yarn if you don't have a use for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I like
It's beautiful
some-
colors.
Yeah.
And it goes with that, too.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So this Leslie had given me a gift card for Barnyard Knits for my birthday, and so I looked on her site, and I definitely didn't really need anything, but I had recently been thinking that she was carrying this base called Heavenly for a while.
Which is what my Hitchifuse is.
Oh.
Isn't it that?
Yes,
the alpaca
exactly.
And golden spun or whatever.
Yes, the baby alpaca, silk, and cashmere.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, Barnyard Knits, had some in her shop, and I was so excited because I hadn't seen it in a long time. So she had these two colors, which I thought they beautiful, very nicely together.
Yes.
This is pheasant, I think,
because it's got a little bit of this rust color. This is cedar.
Yeah, this is funny. This one doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure that it's pheasant.
And it's got some of this cedar in it. That's
so I thought that will be perfect for something. I don't know exactly what yet.
Right.
But I figured I was safe with getting these two because it would be a great cowl.
Yeah. Oh, no, prickly pear. That was what you got me. Was that?
I got you prickly pear, but
in the
Heavenly. Okay.
And then
I gave you that undyed.
Right, and that's what I'm making the Hitchifuse out of, which is like a similar.
It's the same base.
It's like, okay.
I mean, I don't know that it's the same company, but it's the same.
Yeah. And it's nice.
It's such a nice feel.
It has really nice. It's very drapey. So whatever you make with it's going to be very like loosey drapey.
I mean, I could do one of those things that you're doing, but that one.
This only takes one.
Right.
Though. Yeah.
So, and I don't know how I'd combine them for sure. I have a couple patterns in mind, but I haven't.
But then what? Like a shawl, which you don't wear?
I don't wear shawls, so I don't know how it would be if I did. I could do like a long cowl that you double and then
like an infinity style.
I don't know how this.
You
would
also
be for,
don't have to put them together.
I don't. How would it be for fingerless mitts?
I think it's too delicate.
Great. Yeah, it's too
I
delicate.
think it's a little too delicate.
Because that is something I need to do. I could do fingerless mitts out of this, or
do
any
the convertible
number.
kind because you're you get colder up there.
Yeah.
You know, the kind that you just like when you walk out there and then you go feed everybody and and then you go to that.
Yeah, do you want to talk,
dragging?
Do you want to talk about the last time you were at my house?
Dragging the dead sheep out of the field. She has changed. Let's just say she's turned into the farm girl. She does it very well.
And it's been one of those things that when you're living it, you don't recognize how much you've changed until someone's looking at you like, who are you?
I cannot believe that you just put boots on and you're dragging the dead sheep out of the field. And you handled it so well. It didn't even freak you out or anything. You're like, all right.
I know, it's weird.
Did you guys ever figure out what happened?
No,
she just kicked the bucket.
I think that, so we have sheep, and one of our two of our girl sheep had babies basically at the same time this last spring. One of them had triplets, which is fairly, I mean, I think it's common / uncommon.
A little unusual.
They don't generally all survive.
Yeah.
And so the one that was, and I watched them being born, and it was just an amazing experience. You know, 'cause I'm a suburbs person. I've always lived in the suburbs until the last 4 years. And so seeing these sheep be born was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of gross, but cool. And, well, one of them wasn't thriving, so we started bottle feeding her. And, you know, at first it was holding her, and then it got to the point where we'd walk outside and she'd come running up to the fence and we'd just feed her right there, you know, and it was cute. But she wasn't meant to live because she just died one day. She had some convulsions and
she
died.
Just died.
So, yeah, we
were on our way to go meet up with some friends to knit, and so we kind of met somewhere where you picked me up, and just as soon as we're almost going over the bridge into Washington, your mother-in-law calls like, something's wrong. And I'm like, we got to go.
Yeah.
And by the time we got up there, she'd
been up there, and the poor little baby started having seizures or whatever. So, yeah, by the time we got there, baby was dead. But, you know, I mean, yeah, I've changed, and you're impressed with me going and putting boots on and dragging the dead sheep up. But Carrie's like, oh, do you really need gloves? I'm like, yeah.
I can wash my hands when I'm done.
You can't wash your hands enough after dragging it. Yeah. So anyway, I
did
put
really
gloves
well.
on and drug the sheep out.
You did good. Yeah, that was sad.
Well, the other day,
then we put it in a garbage bag.
Yeah, I had to cover.
What do we do with it?
And Michael's like, "Why'd you cover it?" I'm like, "Well, because I didn't want flies and stuff landing. I think that's gross. I draw the line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover the dead animal with
Yeah.
We had Toby, the one that got them pregnant.
Oh.
we knew that he either needed to go somewhere else or we needed to like keep him separate because we just don't want more babies right now, and we didn't want one of the little girls getting pregnant yet. You
By
know?
her dad.
Yeah, and he's all over everything.
Yeah.
And so Michael had listed him for sale, and the person that bought him wanted to butcher him on our property. So he and Michael worked something out. So anyway, they showed up the other day, and
that's a different experience. I don't know that I could do that.
I didn't
watch or anything.
Oh, I didn't care. He rammed me the other day, so I was like, "You rammed me.
No love lost there.
You deserve what you have coming, buddy." Hope you enjoyed it.
That's right. Hope you had a good life.
That's right. So anyway, they
So
did
that's
that.
what you did with that one.
Yeah.
Let's get some lamb chops.
Yeah, we have a freezer full of lamb, so we're good. But the guy did give us some. It was part of the deal.
Yay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm warming up to it. It's just
Are you?
not a ton. It's like a lot. It's like if we get to the point where we're starving. But I don't want the animal's life.
If it's either that or dog food, we're going to go with the
I'm
lamb.
going to make us some lamb chops. No, it's actually, when I make it, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's just...
It's different.
It's not my
probably.
first pick.
I had it as a kid and it was disgusting. Could have been the way it was cooked. I don't know, but I've just never been a big fan since then. So
Michael loves it. Renata loves it, which does us no good since she's not here. But
it's a little too far.
just for the record, she loves it. When I've made it recently, I mean, there's been some times I've pulled some out and used it because I want my freezer space back.
Yeah.
It's good. It's tasted good. It's been fine. The only thing I haven't liked is I did make a stew out of some stew meat, and that's hit or miss no matter what you're making. Stew meat can either be really good or it's just not. So
Bad experiences with stew as a kid. I don't like stew.
Gosh. Wow.
Ugh, neither does Jim.
Well, let's talk about Mexican food.
Yes, we're gonna go get some Mexican food for lunch.
Doesn't that sound good? We love Mexican food.
Chips.
And it's getting warm enough up here.
It is.
That
It's
we're
getting
probably
getting kind of toasty. Got to close
don't
it
know
all
how
up.
long we've gone because I can't see.
I can't either. Oh, it's over an hour, which I try to stretch it to a half hour when it's just me. 2 hours.
Oh no!
We're almost
Oh my
2 hours.
gosh!
Look at me.
Have fun with that.
I know that's gonna take me a while to edit.
I wouldn't even bother editing.
I'll edit. I have to put in like.
Oh, so much
I
work.
do
Okay.
because I like it to look like that.
Okay, yeah, and
So, this isn't gonna go up today.
I don't want to totally bring your podcast down to my
No,
level.
are you kidding? People are going to want you back. I would love to have you back. I hope you come back. I mean, not you will come back to see me, but
Of course.
this was really
No,
fun.
this is a one and done. We're never
done.
talking to you again.
That's it.
After lunch, we're done.
That's it. We're not doing this anymore.
No.
No, it was fun. But thank you.
fun.
Thank you for doing it with me. I wasn't sure how it was going to go because I just never
Well, you adapted well to having
Thanks.
someone,
carry some of the load. It's just it's a big load on your when you're just talking to yourself.
I understand. For that vacation video that I actually didn't have too much problem with the vacation video that I made because I was talking about my trip
Right.
to see my daughter, which
Right.
was, I still just think about that. It was such an awesome
That just
trip.
shows you that was really a good choice to go do that.
It was.
Yeah.
No flaws.
Yeah.
whatsoever. I mean, I just wish I could be back.
Well, now you'll be more ready to go back.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do all the sightseeing stuff every time.
I would still love to go back and see all that stuff again. It was just so cool. Yeah.
It'd be cool to go like different times of the
In
year, like in
better
the fall. Better shoes. Now you know, but like go in the fall and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
when it's super
Yeah.
pretty, that'd be really neat.
It would be. So.
Well, thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for ruining
thanks
my
for my-
Intarsia pillow for me. No, I mean, thanks for letting me come over and hang out with you.
Thanks for my cowl. I love
Oh,
it.
you're welcome. I'm glad.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And until next time, it's probably just going to be me because I don't know. Maybe I can convince you to go back.
You could just start having all sorts of stragglers come through.
I can't convince anybody to
Have
do
Lori
it with me.
over next
I've
time.
asked her before. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Her thing. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, I'll
right.
talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.